Hello, welcome to Kevlar's Quest, the Modern Life podcast. I'm Kevin Ijezi. Today's quest is the harder your life, the easier the hello. Why risks builds confidence. The harder your life, the easier the hello. Why risks builds confidence. Let me hit you with a thought, maybe a thought that you've never even thought about before in your entire life. For those of you that have watched or that have seen Lord of the Rings, yes, those of you that have read all three Lord of the Rings book, and those of you that have watched or seen the 12 hours of the extended movies of Lord of the Rings, what if the Lord of the Rings saga is really just about one guy trying to get the courage to talk to a girl? Now, this sounds funny, but if you have watched the film with deep insight, you will understand something. It sounds wild, but I want you to hear me out. The story starts and ends with Sam at the beginning. He's staring into Rosie Cotton's eyes, the girl he likes, but he's too nervous to say anything. Then we go on this massive journey, fighting monsters, crossing mountains, saving Middle Earth. And when it's all over, Sam comes back. He comes back home and sees Rosie again. And this time, he walks up to her and talks to her. Next thing you know, they are married with 13 kids. So yeah, the whole epic adventure is basically Sam building up the courage to walk 10 steps and say hi. And that's the secret to overcoming approach anxiety. Just try and do harder things and you will overcome approach anxiety. If the scariest part of your day is talking to a woman, then you are living way too comfortably. And women can sense that. Whether they realize it or not, they are drawn to men who are capable, especially when things get tough. If you are not challenging yourself in other areas of life, you come off as untested or worse, afraid. Courage isn't something you are born with, it's something you build. And the way you build it is by doing things that scare you. The more you push yourself, the less intimidating it becomes to talk to someone you are interested in. There's a study that I love so much that proves this. In Vancouver, in Canada, there's a park with two bridges, one old and shaky, and the other new and solid. Researchers had an attractive woman stand in the middle of each bridge and asked guys to take a quick personality test. What they really wanted to know was how many of those guys would ask her out after they finished taking the personality test. That was what they really wanted to check. The researchers really wanted to check. They wanted to know whether the guys will ask the ladies out. It wasn't even the personality test that was the test. Now it turns out that the guys on the scary bridge were way more likely to flirt and follow up. Like 4 times more likely. Now you may say why? You may ask yourself why? Because fear and excitement are connected. I don't know whether you heard what I said. Fear and excitement are connected. When you do something risky, like crossing a sketchy bridge, you are more likely to take other risks, like asking someone out. Yes. It's like doing the dishes. Your hands are already wet. So, what's one more plate that is being brought to you? So, if you want to build courage, start doing things that stretch you. Face what you've been avoiding. Everyone is avoiding something. Maybe avoiding that conversation, decisions, truths about themselves. Courage is a habit. The more you lean into discomfort, the stronger you get. Think about Frodo. His first instinct when he learned about the ring was to hide it. But he stepped up. He went to Mordor. That's what courage looks like. I'm talking about the movie now, Lord of the Rings, those of you that have seen it. Now ask yourself, how are you challenging yourself physically? Are you pushing your limits in the gym? Trying to get stronger or faster? What about professionally? Are you working towards bigger goals, starting something new, aiming higher? And emotionally, are you being honest with yourself? Facing your fears, letting go of resentment, breaking through limiting beliefs. The more you challenge yourself to these areas, the less scary it becomes to talk to a woman. She becomes just another part of the adventure, not a threat, but actually an opportunity. And here's the cool part. Once you get used to challenge, you start craving it. You won't want to do things unless they push you. It becomes your new normal. And everything else starts to feel boring. So yeah, that's how you ask her out. You build a life that is harder than the conversation. You turn towards fear. You get in the habit of doing difficult things, because if talking to her is the hardest thing you do today, maybe it's time to rethink what you are doing with your life. Tough love, I know, but sometimes that's what you need. Okay, that's our quest for today. Please subscribe, like, and share. Someone out there needs to hear this message. Maybe someone like you. Let's spread strength and clarity to those navigating this journey. We'll talk more in future episodes. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening and take care.